If you're a Beat the Press regular or just a local radio listener, you know the sports station WEEI likes to push the limits of good taste. So what makes the latest WEEI kerfuffle different? 2 words, Tom Brady. Adam Riley has more.
How I've taken care of my body, the process, the routine.
The new Facebook Watch documentary, Tom vs. Time, is basically a multi-part infomercial for the Tom Brady brand, complete with cozy family scenes like this one.
What? I'm going to watch.
A back and forth that rankled WEEI's Alex Reimer.
I thought the first scene was so staged, where Brady's like in the kitchen, his kid's being an annoying little pissant.
For the record, the kid in question is 5 years old. Brady thought Reimer's remarks were way out of bounds and made that clear during his regular call-in to WEEI's Kirk and Callahan.
You know, it's very disappointing when you hear that, certainly with my daughter or any child. You know, they certainly don't deserve that. So I really don't have much to say this morning.
That's fine.
After that exchange, the story went national with some sympathy for Reimer.
Tom put the kid's behavior out there. He shouldn't have. It's really Tom's fault.
But way more condemnation.
Who doesn't know not to talk about a 5-year-old child?
The fact that he said he didn't want the guy fired was
generous.
Yes.
Instead, Reimer's been suspended indefinitely. But his WEEI colleague Michael Holley thinks there's a bigger problem dogging the station.
We've been here before with the morning show. The breeding ground is there. Push it, do it. Hey, go farther. Push the line.
Which got the response you'd expect from morning show hosts Kirk Minahan and Jerry Callahan.
Hawley's always a terrible person. They lose in the ratings book every single time.
To be out there on the edge, obviously, that's better radio.
WEEI has weathered controversy before, but with Brady driving the outrage, this could be more damaging.
We did call WEEI management to clarify the timing of the suspension, but it is our understanding that Alex Reimer was not suspended until after Tom Brady called in for his regular Monday morning discussion with Kirk and Callahan, because he was already, according to tweets on WEEI's feed, already in Minneapolis. So they weren't planning on firing him or suspending him until Brady got so upset. So that is what made the difference. And there is no question that much more vile things have been said over the years, and people have paid for it. There have been suspended. But this didn't, in my mind, really raise to that level. It was low rent and, very bad taste, but it wasn't the most vile thing I've ever heard.
I mean, I agree. Vivian Brady will be fine. All indications are she will have a fine life after this. I will say I don't quite follow Howard Stern's logic, because she was not a major part of this show. She was it was like a cameo in the beginning to humanize him before you went into his whole weird workout routine. And so people put their kids on political ads as people kind of put their kids the quick
which makes them fair game.
The quick image of the kids, but not really. I think kids tend to be. I think if you put your kid in the final frame of your political ad, that doesn't mean it's open season on your children. I think
she had a speaking rule.
There are boundaries just of taste that you're likely not to cross if you're on a morning show like that.
Well, look, there are about 10 things that I really could unpack about this, but I'll just focus on 2. And one of them, Michael was talking about in that piece. It is so true that what we have seen over the last decade or so is that these morning sports shows have essentially become these shock jocks, right? And there is this pressure from management to get a little edgier and not only just go up to the line and cross the line, but just shatter the line. And, this reminded me the other day I was going around with my son, and he had some music on in the car that I did not approve of. And I said, we need to switch that. And I put on WEEI. And he said, Dad, they say lots worse stuff on that show than in these songs. And so, that's the nature of the industry, right? And I don't think that this was anything out of bounds, as we've gotten used to it. The second point, though, I do believe if you're going to put your child, even if it's just a small role, there is a reason why the child was in there. They wanted to use it to show, it's this great, happy family, and it maybe not dominating the piece, but it was certainly part of the portrait. Exactly. And I think if you want people to say nice and cute things about it, then you have to live with the bad things.
I agree.
A 5-year-old is not fair game. Tom Brady is fair game, but his daughter did not sign up to be on the show. If you want to rip Tom Brady for exploiting his kid, that's fine, but you don't talk about the kid. I mean, I think it was just totally out of bounds. And I think that when you have Howard Stern coming to your defense, you have a problem right there.
Yeah, I think Michael Hawley was right on with what he said. And I thought it was interesting that the statement announcing Reimer's suspension came from Mark Hannon, who oversees
that's who we called him.
This newly formed group.
We called him today.
He was formerly head of the group that includes the Sports Hub, where Toucher and Rich are maybe a little envelope pushing, but nothing ever like this. I've never heard of them being suspended. And they get excellent ratings, too. So it's not true that you need to do this to get ratings, but WEEI, Kirk and Callahan get excellent ratings. As long as they get it as a result of this sometimes vile shtick, they will continue to do it.
By the way, for the record, Joan Vanacki, it wasn't just Howard Stern, felt that Tom Brady had put the children out there through this documentary as well, opening yourself to some...
Yeah, I don't see it as what he was doing as that exploitative. This was not like a John and Kate +8 reality show with Giselle and Tom and the kids. This was a really quick image of the kid that went by really fast, and then you moved on.
And let's face it, Alex Reimer is a low-level star
and he's 24. He doesn't know about how you treat kids.
I guess he does some weekend thing. He doesn't know. Yeah,
right, he doesn't know.
And I'm not saying I would have criticized Tom Brady either, but at least he's fair game if you want to.